Welcome to Catanduanes Island. I made it to the beautiful island of Catanduanes. I've been looking forward to visit this island for quite a while already after seeing so many beautiful photos of it online. They call it the Happy Island, which made me curious where that name came from. I'm excited to spend the next few days exploring and seeing what makes this island so loved.
So I flew to this island just off the eastern edge of the Bicol Peninsula, facing the vast Philippine Sea. It's one of the first land masses to experience the Pacific weather system. Relatively remote and often overlooked, but this province is rich in natural beauty.
I'm staying at Astrolab, a small private beach house right along the shore. As you can probably hear, the sound of the waves are pretty loud here. The house itself has 2 stories. The interior is very simple, but in a way that really feels beautiful and intentional. Both floors have their own verandas, and every time I open the doors, I am immediately greeted by the vast Pacific Ocean. I mean, look at this, guys. What an incredible view to wake up on. They've chosen to keep the place quiet and a bit secluded, not really trying to attract big crowds. Feels calm, preserved, and very connected to the surroundings. And I think that's really good, both for the guests and for the place itself.
Actually, Binurong Point was what first introduced me to this island. I kept seeing so many beautiful photos of it on social media, and they immediately caught my attention. Even before I knew much about Catanduanes, Binurong Point had already sparked my curiosity about the place. Fair enough, Binurong Point was the very first spot I visited. It's just an easy 15-minute trek to the viewpoint. I was accompanied by my lovely tour guide, and not long after, we arrived. Holy cow! The views are unreal. Easily one of the most scenic places I've ever been. The horizon stretches endlessly, the wind picks up, and I was met with a full, uninterrupted view of the vast ocean. I'd say this is an absolute must on any Catanduanes trip. In the area, you will likely meet herd of cows freely roaming around. We were even greeted by them, and seems like showing us the right way. Just a couple of minutes drive, there's another viewpoint worth visiting, the Balacay Point, also perched along the island's rugged coastline. While it may not be as dramatic or as popular as Binurong Point, but that's exactly what makes it special. Less crowded, quieter, and more like a hidden gem in the island.
Catanduanes is actually a pretty big island, something I only realized when I landed here. From Virac to Baras alone, the drive takes more than an hour, and many of the spots are quite far from each other.
The travel time can be long, but honestly, I don't mind at all. The roads are endlessly scenic and never dull. Whether I'm on a bus, riding a motorcycle, or cruising in a jeep, I always find myself enjoying the journey just as much as the destinations. You will also come across stunning rice fields in the island. I can't quite explain it, but rice fields have a unique charm for me. They give off sort of character to the place. When I see it, I'm kinda reminded that this is Philippines, and I just love that feeling. Another lesser known spot, but definitely a must visit, is Summit View Park. On the way there, I was welcomed by a blanket of fog, while the road itself was incredibly scenic. As I reached the hilltop, the view instantly took my breath away. A sweeping panorama of rolling hills, covered in lush greenery, unfolded right in front of me. I even got lucky to witness a sea of clouds, all while soaking in the cool, crisp morning air. On my way back, I made a quick side trip to Bote Lighthouse, one of the island's most iconic landmarks. It has been standing for over a century, dating back to the Spanish era. Perched on elevated ground, this spot offers a stunning vantage point, rewarding you with a full 360-degree view from the top. One thing I really love about this island is how accessible the seafood is. I think I just had the biggest seafood week of my life. I've basically been having lobster with almost every meal. And the best part is, it's actually cheap here. You can find it in almost every little eatery around the island. So if you're a seafood lover, you're definitely going to love this place. Talking about the sea, no island trip is ever complete without a visit to the beach. I made my way to Mamangal Beach, and out of all the shores I've explored on the island, this one has the calmest water by far. It features a long stretch of powdery white sand. The place feels underrated and relatively untouched, so crowd is not a problem here. With nothing but a gentle sound of the waves in the background, it was so peaceful. Just a few blocks from Mamangal, I came across Marilima Beach. Before reaching the shore, I was greeted by rows of colorful fences from nearby homes, simple yet so charming. The beach itself feels quite similar to Mamangal, though the sand isn't as powdery and the waves are slightly stronger, but the place is undeniably scenic. They said that on clear days, you can even spot Mount Mayon from here, but unfortunately, it was too hazy when I visited. I also found the coastal walkway nearby. Though it had been damaged by a recent storm, still you can imagine how Instagram worthy it must have been before that unfortunate event. I'm here at Puraran Beach, one of the most popular beaches on the island. I was honestly quite surprised because it's already March, but it doesn't quite feel like full summer yet. As you can probably tell, the winds are pretty strong today. It almost feels like there's a storm signal warning or something. Locals told me that summer really starts around April here. This side of the island is known for its powerful waves, especially from July to October, which is ideal for surfers. It features a creamy golden sand with dramatic backdrop of rock formations and cliffs. The shoreline is wide and stretches far, so I enjoyed having long walks by the sea. One of the highlights of my stay here was an unexpected game of beach volleyball with some random people here. They showed me the ropes and honestly, it was so much fun. I also can't think of a better setting with that stunning background all around us. A week has already passed, but I'm still in awe of the beauty of Catanduanes. Over the past few days, I was able to explore Virac and Baras with quick visits to Viga and Bato, but that's still a small portion of the island. I know there's so much more waiting to be discovered here. Honestly, Catanduanes seems to have a bit of everything, from pristine beaches, scenic mountains, majestic waterfalls, picturesque rolling hills, and so on. I've also come to understand why Catanduanes is called the Happy Island. It really lies in the people. They're always smiling, kind, warm, and incredibly welcoming. What's make it even more remarkable is that Catanduanes frequently faces typhoons. Yet Catanduanes shows such resilience and a genuinely positive spirit. If you've been waiting for a sign to visit Catanduanes, maybe this is it. And if this island isn't on your bucket list yet, it definitely deserves a spot. So that wraps up my wonderful trip to Catanduanes. Thank you so much guys for watching and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye!